So welcome back to another podcast here at the IRA Club. Always happy for you guys to be joining us out of your busy days. Always remember, we do these podcasts for educational purposes. We love to talk about what's out there and what's available within your retirement. So one of the things I always take great pride on as I travel all over the country is finding, different and unique investment opportunities. And we hear a lot about the difference between accredited and non-accredited. We're going to get into that a little bit later, and how this specific opportunity appeals to both sides. Without further ado, one of my co-hosts and a good friend of mine and one of his colleagues that I actually met at an event talked to me about this unique investment opportunity that helps individuals relate to the real world. My co-host with me today, Paresh Govan, I want to talk to you about your specific type of investment opportunity, which is Kiwi's Mulligan, right? And one of the things that I talked to about with my wife and actually one of your colleagues during one of our events was how COVID just changed the landscape. And what do I mean when I say that? It's so funny. I have children, right? And I have my nieces and nephews. And every time I walk by them, they're on their phones. And I'm like, can you guys please get up off of your butts and behinds and let's go do something together? And I think this investment opportunity that we're about to break down does exactly that. So without further ado, what I want to do is introduce the founder and CEO of Kiwi Mulligans, Mr. Paresh Govan. Welcome to the IRA Club podcast. And it's a pleasure having you. Let's just dive straight into it. Tell me, before everybody jumps in, and I do introduce you, I love, number one, your accent. You got a unique story. Know that you're an athlete, right? And you are from Switzerland. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, the other side of the world, matey, down under.
See? Down under, see? And I actually talked to Kasha, who's head of our sponsorship program, and she basically said, do not say that he's from Australia, he's from Switzerland. So I actually am happy that I said that to you. And I thought you were Australian from day one. So I'm happy that I was right and Kasha was wrong. So yeah, jump in. Tell me a little bit about how you got started, the company, the business, yourself, you the athlete. Let's get into it.
So thank you, Ramiz. I appreciate that, mate. So I grew up in New Zealand, where sports is the part of life growing up down under, and rugby is our national sport. And so, like every Kiwi, I decided to play rugby for about a little while, but after a couple of broken noses and a few broken arms, I thought this is not for me. And so I ended up playing hockey, not ice hockey, but field hockey.
Really?
Yeah, field hockey, mate, not ice hockey. And then in the summer, I would play cricket, which is the British sport, which is the summer sport down under.
Yeah.
And so growing up, sports has always been part of our life. Education and sports is the theme down under.
You're very big on alternative investments. I know that about you. And that's one of the things that we preach here, because one of the things that we can't talk about is alternative investments. If you were to just dive into Kiwi Mulligans, right? Why golf, right? Why this specific type of investment opportunity? What were you like thinking about as you transitioned into this side of alternatives?
So when I first looked at this opportunity, golf was the predominant draw card. You don't have to be a golfer. You can be a non-golfer or just go to a facility to have fun. So I wanted to create something more than just golf, right? So when I created the Kiwi's Mulligan, I wanted to create a little bit more entertainment value for everyday people that come to our facilities. And so I've added a few more entertainments, but that's the key thing. I wanted to create a venue where it's not just golf. We have bowling, we have movie theaters, we have golf ranges. I wanted a place where I can combine a lot more entertainment value at an affordable price for everybody out there.
So if you don't mind me asking, everybody that's anybody in the U.S. knows Top Golf, right? And there's some other institutions that I've seen down, south that are out there. Is that what makes Kiwi Mulligan so much more different than Top Golf, is the interactive not just the golfing side of it. It's more so like it's everything else that you offer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to disparage
Brag.
my
I like
competitors,
to brag.
but
Well, I'm bragging. Go ahead.
yeah, but I believe I can take Kiwi's Mulligan. It's the next level entertainment from Topgolf, right? So we're going to have facilities in Kiwi's Mulligan that no Topgolf facility in America has. Well, not, well, I should say this, that I know of and my research knows of, right? So the things that makes us different at Kiwi's Mulligan is like I've added 6 karaoke bars, lounges. So people can come if they want to participate in hitting the golf balls. They can come and sing. Bring a group of friends, family, whatever, and sing to their heart's desire. So not just to karaoke, but I also have added 2 cigar rooms. As you know, Ramiz, I think cigar rooms are very popular this nowadays. So I wanted to create a place on the roof of their facility where maybe 2 friends, 2 colleagues, co-workers, or just mum and dad want to come and have a cigar, sit back, relax, have a cognac, or whatever the case may be, and just chill, and
I love that. You're
yeah.
speaking to the choir, by the way. So
Well,
I'm
very good.
a cigar smoker. So
I,
thank you for doing that. So I had no idea you did that at the venues.
yeah,
Uh,
and
it, is still the gist of it more family driven or like what's the concept behind? So it's a little bit of everything, right?
I
Cigar.
wanted to create a place, mate, where everybody can come. Can be mums and dads with their children, seniors who feel like they can't go to a facility because of their age or whatever the case may be. Young adults, just a place for everybody. I can come and just be themselves, just relax and forget the world for a few hours and just enjoy. Create memories, and then hopefully through our food and our service and atmosphere, they'll come back.
And how many current venues do you have right now?
So this is going to be a new venture.
Okay.
This is going to be one of many. I think that we're excited about launching this. I think we have some really good positive feedback so far.
Okay.
And, I think as an investment vehicle, mate, I think it's very attractive for anybody that wants to diversify their funds. This current offering 2 facilities.
Okay.
And then we'll plan to do a few more facilities as we progress.
So let's just jump into it, right? The investment opportunity, because that's what it is that we talk about here on the Investors Row podcast. So, one of the things that I have a really hard time, Paresh, doing is finding something that appeals to both accredited and non-accredited. So in our world, which is the self-directed world, you see 80% of our clients are accredited, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones that are really taking advantage of using a portion of their retirement dollars to invest and diversify into alternative assets such as this, right? Kiwi Mulligans. But in your case, you have something unique, right? Which is extremely hard to get, and that's a Reg A offering. For those of you that are listening that don't know what that is, what is a Reg A offering?
So that's a good question, and I'm glad you raised that point. So a Reg A offering is a very regulated way to raise money, but because you have to be approved by the SEC's FINRA, we audit it every year, and as preferred stockholders. So let me track back. Accredited investors and non-accredited, anybody and everybody can invest in this offering. So if you're an accredited investor, meaning if you're $1 million or more, you'd be an accredited investor. But I can approach mums and dads. They might have, a certain amount of money set in the savings account. They want to diversify. They can receive a pretty good 9.5% annual dividend each year. So it appeals to everybody, Ramiz, mate. It's just not just for accredited investors.
So again, just to emphasize on this, so you guys that are listening, right? Reg A's are unbelievably hard to find. There are a lot of the accredited investors that we deal with something called a Regulation D, typically structured as a 506C. There are hundreds of thousands of Reg D offerings across the country, okay? Versus a Reg A or Reg CF offering, you're talking about probably less than 10,000, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Paresh.
Mate, you're right, and it's very difficult to do. I mean, this journey of mine, it took me about 2 years of ups and downs. But along the way, I met some good mates of mine like yourself and other security companies that guided me correctly and made sure the offering was right. And, of course, my wife was my greatest critic. And well, if she was happy, then, everything is good, right? So she kept me grounded and everything else. So I think that's the key.
And that is the key. So to the non-accredited investors, which are the people that I traditionally meet at events, and that have learned about self-directed retirement accounts. And
Yeah.
again, for those that are listening for the first time, many of you may have retirement dollars, let's say at Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, or one of the other 10,000 brokerage firms that are out there, cannot use a portion of those IRA or 401k dollars to invest in a type of investment opportunity like this, which is a Reg A offering. So again, Paresh, my challenge has always been, because I can't talk about companies or investment opportunities, and in particular help not only accredited investors, but those non-accredited investors. This is why I'm excited that you're on board talking to our client, our IRA Club clients, to those individuals that are out there, that they could invest literally a small portion of their retirement dollars in this. So my question is, what are your minimums? Like if somebody just, for example, had $20,000 inside an old employer 401k, decided to open up an IRA Club account, move that money over to the IRA Club account. What are the minimums to get involved with IRA dollars or
I think
401k?
that's a good question, an important one. So in my offering, my minimum investment amount is $250.
Excuse me, how much?
$250.
$250. Okay.
And I'll explain something, my reasoning behind it, right?
Okay,
So
please.
I want this opportunity for everybody. And, not everybody has $100,000 or $50,000 or
Very
half
true.
$1,000,000 sitting around that they want to diversify. I wanted to give every mum and dad out there who have family raising children, going to college, they might have 5,000, 25,000, or 100,000, 50,000. Just somebody and everybody can have the opportunity to earn 9.5% annual dividend from this facility, this investment opportunity. And so that's why the reason I kept the minimum price investment at that level. But, ideally 5,000 to 25,000 is a good niche. And then there's no maximum, but I'm trying to appeal, mate, to a broad base of people and build a community where I can take them to another level as we progress.
Okay. So just full disclosure for those, even though we're talking about retirement dollars here, Paris, right? Because I teach people not only your personal dollars, so people could use their personal dollars to invest with you,
Yeah.
but within their retirement dollars, same facet, diversify on both sides. However, you said it was $250. I don't want anybody to open up an IRA Club account, right? Move over, let's say, $1,000, hypothetical scenario,
Right.
because the fee wouldn't make sense because the IRA Club charges $195, right?
Yeah.
For it. So we want it to be substantial in this aspect. So typically what we like to say is, even if you were to open up a Roth IRA account and you were to make a contribution, let's say a 5,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, you could do up to $7,000 if you're under the age of 50, 8,000 if you're over the age of 50. You want to think in that manner, because I don't want to charge you the 195 asset fee, and then if you put $250, you're actually losing money in that aspect. So make sure that the minimum investment is north of, I would say, minimum of 3,000, right?
Yeah, and the reason why I say 250 minimum is not meant for this is a diversification of your investment portfolio. So if you have an IRA, obviously I don't think 250 is going to be a viable and attractive option for anybody.
Yes.
So if it was me, in my IRA club, I would invest for like 5,000
Yeah.
to diversify, cover some of these small fees that you charge, but 9.5% return on your 5,000. You're starting to make a little bit of profit return on that, right? But that would be the base, and then you can decide afterwards. But the whole idea of 250 and the diversification, so I can encapsulate everybody who's maybe somebody doesn't have an IRA, for example, right? And they just got like a few $1,000s lying at home, but they want to do something with it. So this gives them an opportunity. But I think through the IRA Club, I would say, this is just me personally, I would say 5,000 would be a good minimum.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
And then from there you can diversify as much as you like. You know, the dividends are paid quarterly, Ramesh, and on an annual basis.
So, how much are you looking to raise within the Reg A?
So we're looking to raise $48 million, offering
48.
9.5% return, and that for 2 Kiwi Mulligan facilities. So not just for one, for 2 facilities.
So we're going to start with 2. What's
Yeah.
the future goals? Are we talking about this is going to be a nationwide brand? Is that the goal?
Yeah, one of the couple of things we're looking at, either we can franchise this nationwide, or
Okay.
we can build these facilities and I can have my community of investors join me on return profits on the upreach of the sale of the facilities down the road, right? So one of the things that we have in the Reg A offering allows, I'll give you an example, mate. So you begin your investment, let's say you invested $5,000. Now you're earning 9.5% guaranteed from the company as a preferred stockholder. After 3 years, you're allowed to convert that to a common stockholder, and you can join me and my partners and reap the rewards from the profits of the company, as opposed to getting a fixed 9.5% return. But you can stay as a 9.5% return as well. There's no compulsion you to convert one way or the other. That's the
So
beautiful thing about the Reg A offering.
this is within the Reg A offering. And if you don't mind me asking, what determines where you're choosing these venues? Like, how are you picking these? How are you picking out where to locate each Kiwi Mulligans?
So great question, mate. So one of the main things is the median household income should be north of 80,000 to 120 in that range. Mix of businesses and residents, and also I think one of the good things that we're lucky with, we have the #1 golf management company on board. So you know I can safely say that they're going to be involved in site selections. But also they'll ensure the success of the operations, right? Because my background, mate, is more, I'm an accountant by profession, right? Grew up in New Zealand, came to States probably 20 years ago plus, but I can't run the facility. And I'll be honest with you there. I wish I could, but I can't. But I can manage the managers, right? With my skill set in the world of finance and banking, I can manage the managers. So I think that's a great level of confidence that I can give the investors, is that this facilities will be managed by a professional golf management company, and we already have them on board.
Understood. So, right now you said there's 2 that are currently being developed, or this is a ground up, but you're starting off.
This will be a ground up. So it's totally unique, right? I don't believe, and I can't say for sure, but on 99.99% I can say there's not one facility that incorporate all the entertainments that we're thinking of doing in this facility.
Understood.
So we'll be the first. So we're sort of creating a little bit of a first. I mean, obviously, I'll be the first Kiwi in America to do this. So, you know.
And let me ask, so let's just backtrack, right? And let's just say somebody's interested and they just want to learn more, right? And we're going to go into a case study because this appeals to every person that's out there that wants to make an investment with you. Doesn't matter if you're accredited, non-accredited, doesn't matter if you're an institutional investor, does not matter. So the beauty of this is if you don't have to necessarily have a retirement account with, you know, the big 3, we like to call them, Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab. Anybody could go to iraclub.com, establish an account. It takes 8 minutes. Anybody could make a contribution. Think about how great this would be to do. By the way, do you allow, we talked about accredited and non-accredited, do you allow minors to also invest? So anybody under the age of 18? I've actually never asked you that question.
No, the rate. No.
So it has to be somebody over the age of 18. Perfect.
Yes,
so
yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if there was a guardian that could actually make that investment within a Roth IRA account, for example. So
that would probably be possible because the guardian is controlling the Roth for the IRA club investment account. So I think that's possible.
That is, and I was almost positive that could be done. It's just like, let's always confirm with compliance right before we do anything. But we've seen a lot of clients who have, let's say, a grandchild or child, and they said, hey, you know what? Market's getting a little bit too volatile this year. May want to take a portion of the $7,000 contribution and do an alternative investment. This could be something as simple as that, is what I'm trying to get. So, or if anybody, right, doesn't matter what age you are, and you're looking for diversification, and you feel like this is a potentially great investment opportunity, open up a Roth IRA, right? Because when he talked about a 9.5% return within a Roth, it isn't 9.5% because you're avoiding Uncle Sam. That's more like a 12, 13, 14%, depending on how much you're investing and the longevity of it. So keep that in mind if you're looking to diversify. Now, one of the things that I do want to ask, if somebody just wanted to learn more, right, Paresh, about you, the investment opportunity, where can they find you?
So we have two websites, a corporate website as well as an investor portal website. And if anybody's interested in learning more about myself, the company, and everything else, go to www.kiwismulligan.com.
I promise to put that down in the chat,
Okay.
right? So in the bottom, and make sure that everyone's got a direct link.
So, matey, can I just share one thing? I'll just go back
Please.
on the 9.5%. So,
Yeah.
as a preferred stockholder, you're going to be taxed at a lower tax bracket than you are as normal dividends. So, I just want to put that out there. And the second thing I want to say is that how can we give 9.5%, right? I think the one thing about Kiwis Mulligan, we're very low overhead corporate structure. My philosophy has been I want to give back as much as I can, and therefore it continues to happen like this. I don't need too much. I just want to make sure that the responsibility that I've been given to represent the investors is fully honored, and that's my belief and goal.
Which is one of the things actually I appreciate about you, because I know you have a good operating system in place. Talking to your team, and my team actually really appreciates how easy it's been to work with you and the rest of the individuals that you guys have. Now, and one of the things that I do promise is always talking to each other, Paresh, right? Networking, seeing what's out there, what's available. It's one of the reasons why we do these podcasts, right? Is they're unique, and I'm trying my best to help, as I said earlier, the accredited and non-accredited, both in the same facet. Doesn't really matter, but it really starts with you. And trust me when I tell you, I really don't care about the $195 asset fee that we charge. First, talk to each other. See what's out there, see what's available. The point of this is to open up a door or an opportunity for you. And then it starts with a click of a button. And then if it's something that appeals to you, reach out to them. Opening up a retirement account literally takes 8 to 10 minutes. All right. We could do that very simply, very easy. And then once that's done, it's just a click of a button. Once we transfer the funds over, you would simply click on the invest or the pledge to the investment or invest now button. Located on that link below, and then we'll take it from there.
Mainly, one of the things I've enjoyed is you make it so seamless, the integration between Kiwis Mulligan and the IRA Club. So I do really appreciate that, and I think that if anybody has a question, you're easy to reach. Your offices are easy to reach, and if they have any questions. Likewise, on Kiwis Mulligan, we have a phone number on the investor portal. If anybody wants to talk to our investor relations, who happens to be a broker-dealer, they can schedule something, they can call, leave a message, and their questions will be answered. So we want to make sure we communicate properly, and communication with you and your firm is very appreciated, Ramesh.
As always, honestly, it's been a great pleasure working with you and your team, and the broker has been seamless to work with. It's always, I always like giving final thoughts to my co-hosts. If there's anything else that you want somebody to learn about you or the team, what would it be? Retirement dollars or non-retirement dollars?
Yeah,
It doesn't.
we're creating something special. We're creating a community where everybody can participate in a new venture that's never been done in this country. It's based on a proven business model that I think everybody can enjoy and just have a good time. It's it's a fun place. It's not expensive. It's going to be affordable for everybody, children all the way to seniors, and that's what we're all about. Just life is stressful as it is, Ramesh.
Trust me, I
Yeah.
know it's nonstop. I'm expecting my second in a few weeks.
Congratulations, mate. Yeah.
Thank you. So if I go dark on you for a couple of weeks, that's the reason why.
That you're welcome to.
Thank you, sir. And for those, again, if you want to learn more about the Investors Row podcast, visit us at iraclub.com/podcast. One of the things that I always promise is to give you some more educational material. And you could download Dennis's latest book, Money Making Ideas with Your IRAs and 401ks. Great tool, great strategies. Always sit there and learn about what's available to you, what's out there, and try to find out different ways, Paresh, as you well know, to avoid Uncle Sam. So, that's our always biggest trick is how to avoid Uncle Sam, and this is a great way to do so. Great way and a great way to get anybody right. Remember, we talked about accredited, non-accredited. It always starts with you first and foremost, and just talking to each other. Paresh, it is always a pleasure, my good friend.
Thank you very much, matey. I appreciate it. And to all your colleagues, just give my regards and let's make it happen.
Thank you, sir.
The information contained herein is intended to help the viewer successfully navigate common IRS and Department of Labor requirements to help achieve successful results from their IRA. The information is not intended to replace information from your legal counsel or income tax professional. IRA Club does not offer or sell any investment. All investments have risk.